Hello and welcome back to Game Vitamins. My name is Nick and we are in Gathering Grounds, my local game store, which officially opened on Thursday the 4th. Yes, we have been in business for our first full week, which is only 4 days. We're only open Thursday through Sunday, but it went awesome. And in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about just the whole experience. You know, what went well, what went poorly. Honestly, not much really went that bad, which is awesome because, can't ride on that luck for too long. But, just talk about the overall experience, the customers, what they liked, and what is next for us as a store, as an online seller, and for the channel and all of that good stuff. So, again, kind of like last video, just sitting down, off the cuff, chit chat. I wanted to put this out though right after we got through our first 4 full days and just talk. So let's first go over opening day. We'll almost like do a little bit of a run through of how things went, what we encountered, overall reactions. So on Thursday, I was here bright and early with Andrew and Nate. Both of those guys have been helping me out in the store. Thank you guys so much, because doing it by yourself, I don't know if that would really be possible. So we got here bright and early, pretty much did a final walkthrough, dialed things in a little bit more. You're never going to be fully ready. That's one thing that I wish I had opened up months ago, but I just kept pushing it back, and then the city and just all these problems. But realistically, I guess if you're going through this process at all, just know like nothing will ever be fully done, and you're just going to have to keep sort of iterating and changing. Even over those first few days, we still didn't have everything in the system because you just forget a lot of stuff, and it's not going to be perfect. So we just opened up the doors, made sure it looked clean, and turned the lights on throughout the sign. And at 1 o'clock, we opened. People came in immediately. So if any of you are watching, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. And it is so awesome to see that like social media converting to actual people coming in the door and hanging out and chatting, talking to you guys. Like that is just super cool, because it kind of like, it just makes it more real. And we just had a blast talking with everyone who walked through that door. And people were here right at 1. They had seen us on social media, on YouTube, on Instagram. They were waiting for it, and that was just super fun to see. It just lit up our face ear to ear, because prior to that, we were having a little team lunch leading up to it. And yeah, we thought, it's a Thursday, it's 1 o'clock. We haven't really done a ton of promoting in the local area. No one might walk in. It might be dead for hours. And that actually kind of calmed us down a little bit. We're like, there might not, no one's going to come. It's just going to be quiet here, and we'll be able to ease into it. But right off the bat, 1 o'clock hit, and we had like 10 people come in, all people that had seen the channel or found us online. And that was just so fun. First initial sales, we did a little promotion, put together like a Gathering Grounds pack of like collector samplers, a normal pack, sticker, like spin down, stuff like that. Just something fun to say thank you to everyone who walked in first. And it ended up being kind of funny. I had 22 of these like collector sampler packs. I was like, 22 is my lucky number. So we'll roll with that. The first 22 customers. So we did that. We saw probably over 50 people on the first day, more than we thought, more than we anticipated. And it actually got pretty busy at times. We had a line at the checkout counter at one point. So that was just super cool. And all of us, Nathaniel, Andrew, myself, we were all just pumped. I mean, smiling all day, chatting with people about their decks, their cards, what they're building, what they were buying. We had a group fly in. Well, they were up visiting the city from Tampa, Florida, happened to just look up game stores, saw that we were open, came in, hung out, bought a Tarkir collector booster pack, and pulled like a $210 dragon scale foil land. So just a lot of cool takeaways from day one. We had a great time with everybody. I think people had a fun time hanging out. We even had a group playing here into the evening. So we didn't expect that on the first day, but again, super happy to see everyone come out and support the new local game store. So what else did we do? We got our first trade-in on day one. I'm just kind of rambling. I really just wanted to share it, document it, and see how it goes, as we continue to operate. But we got our first taste at trade-ins. Luckily, a super relaxed guy that just said, I'm getting back into the game, trying to free up some space in my binder. Whatever you guys want, just like pick through it. Let me know what you'd take on trade. I'll apply it to a purchase. A modern player, and we actually got a lot more modern players than we thought we would. So that's already something we're thinking about in terms of an upcoming event on this upcoming weekend. Maybe try to get all of them together in a room. So we went through the trade-in process. We tested out Quick List. Everything actually went really smooth. And I feel like I'm going to curse it because you know that you're going to run into some odd situations and tough customers. But I'm really, really happy that our first 4 days just went without bumps, any major road bumps. I mean, everyone was super friendly, super enthusiastic about the store. And it really made us see just how deep the Magic community went into this city of Portland and Portland, Maine, and just greater Maine in general. People coming down the coast to visit. It was just so awesome. So we had a great time talking with everyone. We got multiple trade-ins over the course of the weekend. Sold a lot of packs, a lot of collector packs. I saw that Wilds of Eldraine. I had 2 full box requests on that, but I didn't have enough set boosters to really allow that. They were understanding, but that's interesting to know. So Wilds, Edge of Eternities actually sold really well. Sold more than Final Fantasy, believe it or not. So goes to show how quickly people will move on. So started to get a little bit like the market analysis and whatnot of what people are buying, what people were interested in, what they were buying out of the case. A lot of Edge of Eternity lands sold, several cards from Edge. I mean, people really liked that set, and we sold out of a box of collector packs over the course of those 4 days. So luckily we have more, but it just goes to show, that's interesting to see that was, it is the most recent set, yes, but I think they really did do a good job with that set. I haven't really even had time to talk about Edge of Eternities, never mind like Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternities, Spider-Man, Avatar, Lorwyn. It's been crazy, guys. So it's been an absolute whirlwind. Store opening went phenomenal. I feel like I've just kind of gone on a little tear here. So let me take a step back. I want to go over a little bit about what we learned, what we're expecting, and what we want to do in the very near future here at Gathering Grounds. So first thing that we learned that comes to mind, that people were really, really excited about events. So I know that this might sound, obvious, but it was cool to see how many people came in and specifically asked when we were going to start hosting events and what that schedule was going to look like, when they could show up, when they could bring their friends, and how many people really want to get out there into the community and play. So it just really opened my eyes to the fact that, you still have, even if you're not a really grandfathered LGS, it just showed that within my city and my area specifically, how many people wanted to get out there and have more play nights, more events, more ways to expand the community, and how many people were so willing to just offer up, their availability and when they would be around for it, and how we could help cater to them and just poll everyone. Everyone was super, super welcoming and accepting of the store and of our space, of us in the space. And are all looking forward to coming back. I mean, we had some people come back 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, and it was so fun to see. So I think what I'm really trying to take away from that is just the in-person Magic scene is still really strong and healthy, and it's not just like falling off to arena or groups of friends playing by themselves at home away from the LGS. But that was one thing that, as I've brought you through this space, I really wanted to hammer home. I wanted this space to feel very welcoming to beginners, like regular players, competitive players, all alike. I didn't want it, especially on the beginner side. We had a lot of people come in and talk to us for 10, 15, 20 minutes that they were new to the game and they were looking for a new space to play and explore and try new, like buy new cards, buy new decks, just explore the hobby. And that was just awesome to see. So I think that was like the biggest takeaway, is that the in-person scene is still super strong. I mean, we had people playing here every single day, and it was our first opening week with honestly not that much like publication around it beyond this YouTube channel and some Instagram posts. So again, if it was any of you guys who are watching, thank you so much for coming out and supporting, and we cannot wait to have you guys back this upcoming Thursday. Which leads me to two, kind of like, how can we make events and the community a little bit more like exciting and engaging? So we've already been thinking, Nathaniel, Andrew, and I, about how we can try to make cool stuff beyond just like casual Friday night Commander, which is what we're going to start with this Friday at 6 o'clock. But we want to, we used to bowl in a league where you would do like a buy-in, and it would incentivize you to come back every week and earn points towards, being placed first, second, or third in your league, or like as a team in your league. So this was something that it just got us thinking, like, how can we get more engagement from the community and do a fun spin on our own internal league or game nights? And that was something that we're definitely trying to flesh out more. And it also opened up the idea from a few people about doing like a Discord for the store specifically, for local people to join in and be able to vote for certain upcoming events, different games, different products, kind of like pull the crowd a little easier, since that is such a good way to communicate across just, in terms of just immediate feedback. Discord is always very solid. So we started thinking about store Discord, how we can enhance events, how we can really make just an exciting atmosphere week over week, where it really incentivizes people to come back and want to hang out and want to play. So, prize pools, 2-month long running leagues. I have this one really cool idea where what we do is we take a Polaroid picture of every winner with their winning commander that night, like from a pod, and just cover one wall with all of these winning players and their commanders, and then all on top of it put up a frame of maybe like league winners once we introduce the league. Just a way to really like reach back to the community and have someone be able to say like, hey, yeah, that's me. That was the night that I won with my Ob Nixilis deck. I just built that deck. I'm playing it tonight, so that's why first one to come to mind. But if you got any tips, drop them down below. Anyway, I just feel like I want to do as much as we can to get the community involved in the store and have it feel like their home to come to and play, and just, again, incentivize the repeat hangouts. I'm really not even saying it for like, I mean, obviously, yes, like it's a store. We need to make some money to keep the lights on. Like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, incentivize them to come back and pay entry fees and buy product and don't give them anything. Like, I just really want this to be a grassroots community effort. So any tips, advice, or cool things that your game stores do, definitely drop them in the comments down below. I would be super interested to hear about that. So what else can I go on about since I'm rambling? 3, we learned more about trade-ins. So that was pretty fun. I mean, we kind of went in blind. We did a few trial runs on trade-ins, but luckily everyone was super relaxed and also said that we operated faster than most, which was good because we thought we were kind of dilly-dallying while we were just flipping through binders or going through cards. But it was nice to see that right off the bat, people want to come in, get store credit, trade in cards, and be able to sort of create like a recurring internal economy within the store. So we had a lot of people trading cards to be able to apply it to new case cards, and we were trying to take trade-ins very aggressively and mentioning them because we want to have really good backup for the cases specifically. We all don't want there to be any gaps. We always want there to be really playable, good cards across a variety of price ranges, whether it be a $5 card or like a $150 card or some Grail cards, whatever it might be. So if you're in the area, come by. We could work out a deal. But that was a lot of fun to kind of get our feet wet with trade-ins, a couple scenarios where someone had nicer, higher-end cards, a few Pokemon cards, a really nice like showcase Bloomborough. I put it in a slab in the back case. I forget which one it was. Camellia. And at that point we were making some different offers on cards. So like it was just fun to sort of field the in-person negotiation of buying and then also being able to stock up with stuff already to enhance the case and be able to have better offerings for the customers beyond what we have opened for the most part. Because if you haven't watched this channel before, you know that I break down a lot of product and my focus was always on online sales. But for the last few months, I've pretty much held all of the good stuff off to the side to make sure that this case is full of really good cards. So once those started selling through, even on the first day, we were thinking, oh, geez, like how do we keep up with this? Trade-ins, and a lot of people are doing that, so that's good to see as well. I pulled the Patreon, the Discord group, and we kind of settled on 50% cash, 60% store credit. We're going to be pretty aggressive on our trade-ins. We don't really want to take stuff below like $3, but if it's paired with $20, $30 cards or just like a lot of other cards, we're gonna buy stuff. It's also allowing for more cards to come in so we can start enhancing our eBay listings and putting a lot more up there, which has been like a whole other point for another video because that's been going a lot better. Not that we have tons of eBay listings now, but it's just been nice to get the store up and running, the sealed sales going. eBay is starting to become more of like a daily couple cards getting sold. Again, not many listings on there, but we set a lot aside to upload in the coming week. So I think with the opening of the store, I'm sorry, I am just rambling here. This is like a straight, just brain dump on you guys. But I think with the store opening and me not having to come here after work and build stuff and set things up and pack orders and rush to my normal work the next day, it has already, like in those first 4 days, calmed down so much that we're getting into the flow of operations, and it's allowing us to open up the doors to more online sales, more eBay, more improvements in our inventory organization and overall listings on TCGPlayer. We've been selling a lot of bulk on eBay, which has been phenomenal to see. So things are finally feeling like they're settling into place, and it's just like deep breaths, It all felt like so many different ideas scattered around, and like luckily now with the store operating, it feels like it's all coming together. So, wow. I don't know. I feel like I've just been absolutely spewing nonsense, but customers, in-person play, events, trade-ins, talked a little bit about the sets that are selling, If you're opening up a game store, let's maybe go into initial tips. Initial tips that I am still probably not qualified to give because we've only been open for 4 days. But over here, we have all of our commander decks. One of the things that almost everyone said is, I have never seen this much product in any store. Again, we're in Maine. It's not like we're not in some massive city that probably has a super huge, like, mall style game store. But I made it a point to get a very wide variety of sets, also right here, all of them dating back to about 2022. And I got pretty much every single commander deck set that you could get as well through 25, 24, and back into 23, as well as some starter decks. And we are starting to pilot some of our own custom Gathering Grounds decks. So I think that is tip number one, is that when people walked in and they saw just the wall of product, oh, sorry if you're getting a little scratchy noise there. If you're going to focus on Magic, or you're going to just focus on cards, have a lot of different options. Even if you only got like 1 or 2 of each deck, it just looks so much better. And then as things sell, you can gauge what you need to restock. And hot take, this is probably a very hot take that I will get heat on in the comments for. Buying product on the secondary market to resell in your store to have product availability. Oh my God. Okay, unleash it. Unleash it in the comments. It makes sense. It makes sense because I have distribution now. I can get plenty of products now that are releasing and in the past from distribution, but you can't get certain deck sets. You can't get certain collector booster boxes. Well, no, you can't get any collector booster boxes. You can't get certain set boxes, draft boxes, whatever it might be, and people still want it. That's one problem I always had with other game stores is you'd go in and you'd ask, do you have something? And the answer is no. Do you want to be the person telling someone no, especially who wants to spend money? Yes, I get it. It might be break even on some products. Maybe the margins are razor thin on certain products. But like I mentioned in the beginning, people wanted Wilds of Eldraine. I got more Wilds of Eldraine set, tons of packs sold. I just got it on the secondary market, sourced it, made sure, source your product correctly. But it doesn't all have to be from distribution. It doesn't all have to be at some crazy markup. I think just having product that people want, even if it is just to have it, makes sense. Everyone I have said that to has been like, what are you talking about? That makes no sense whatsoever. But it's what I did. Everyone loved it. Again, 4 days in business. I can only say so much. But that was one thing a lot of people said. Another thing is they commented how clean it was. That was the other goal. If you're able to, just make a space super clean. I made this really minimal, very clean, air purifiers, plants, all kinds of stuff to just make the space feel a little bit more put together. I'll just leave it at that. But almost everyone commented on that, and it was really funny. So thank you. We are doing our best. And lastly, what would be another good tip? Be flexible, I guess. I mean, kind of like with the trade-ins. Also, like, we had one person that came in and a few days in a row, and we were just joking with him. Really cool guy. If you happen to see this video, what's up? But just threw in a collector pack, threw discount on it. He had been trading in some cards, had been buying some stuff. It wasn't, it's like, scratch your back, scratch mine. It's like, this is a community effort. Just do things for the customers. I think a lot of small business owners, not a lot. I think a lot of people have realized like the generosity factor, and that like if you aren't at least a little bit generous, people probably are going to be like, what's his problem? But I think that just goes a really long way, and not in an artificial way either. I mean, it's just everyone enjoys themselves more when you're just being kind and more generous and more curious about what other people are doing and then trying to implement that into your own store. Because at the end of the day, over the course of a year, what's 5, 10, 15, $20 going to do? You know, it's like just give it back once in a while to people. You know, it's like, oh, and like when I opened up, one thing that people commented on too, which I think I mentioned earlier, was that, that I put together those custom Gathering Grounds packs that everyone got if they were one of the first buyers. That was a really fun thing, you know, like obviously we lost money on that. Obviously a lot of stores do like those types of promos just to bring people in, but it was just a way to say thank you. And I think just like if you're able to do that, like in any side of your business, whether it be online, in person, just like side with the customer most of the time because it's never going to really bite you in the butt. And if you're doing good business, people will keep coming back to do more business with you. Just to liken it to TCGPlayer for all of you who just sell online. I mean, I missed one person's card. I accidentally sent him like $30 worth of cards. Like 2 piles got mixed up on orders. He offered to send them back. I refunded a whole like chunk of cards that he bought from me. And because it was just nice and it was honest of him. So that I think is one other tip is just be honest, be courteous, and be generous in business, and it'll come back to you. I'm gonna end it here. I had an awesome time. We all had an awesome time. Every day, at the end of the day, we were so happy with the turnout of people, even on a few rainy, slower days. We reorganized inventory, we kind of like cleaned everything out, really decluttered the mind. And we were just so pumped to be in the community and running running a Magic the Gather, running a game store. You know, like what more could you ask for, really? I mean, that's so cool. So thank you all for who came out. Come by, say hi. I'll be here Thursdays through Sundays. Pretty much just work 7 days a week now. And yeah, thanks for watching. Let's get back into chatting about Magic Finance a little bit more diligently, breaking down the numbers, breaking down the sets, and talking about making money in cards, building that cardboard empire, but not in a basement. And as one of my patrons said, instead of taco rants, it'll be lobster roll rants. Upper echelon, baby. Okay, we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good day.